Here we are.
Welcome, welcome, folks.
On the right, we've got Justin Meyer, who has been on stream before, smiling awkwardly. And on the left, we have the main character from the last Final Fantasy game, Ryan Tackett.
Oh man, always confuse me about those Final Fantasy games that they don't have one continuous storyline.
Yeah, I think that's part of the allure.
Are there? So like, we're gonna get to this point with the Star Trek, not Star Trek, Star Wars universe, where there are storylines that don't necessarily like thread into like the bigger thing.
Yeah.
But there's certain things you just can't do in the Star Wars universe. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
Interspecies breeding doesn't happen.
Doesn't it?
Not that I'm. Are you aware of any character that's interspecies? Whereas in Star Trek, you have many characters that are interspecies.
Right.
Spock.
There was a
Troy.
highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, none that are highlighted.
So are there things in the Final Fantasy? Is it one universe?
Not really.
Okay. Are there thematic things that they don't touch on, or that they all games do touch on?
So there's always like some similarities.
Okay.
So there's always a character named Sid, CID,
Okay.
and he's in every game. But he's always like a different character. It's just the name that carries on.
All right.
It's one of the few things that's consistent.
So Ryan has chosen to count his deck with the pile shuffle. Just noting that.
He has pile shuffled and is now like looking at his deck.
Oh, completely reasonable.
I think he has like an extra card, or maybe shuffled his sideboard in.
This deck looks like so he pile shuffled to count the deck, and then there we go. So now he cannot pile shuffle again.
Yeah, is it Jake out there? Or no, it's Nelson. If he starts pile shuffling, I want this man tackled. Tackle him! Get him! Get him!
Judge!
Get him! Get him out of here!
You only get one pile shuffle per game.
You get one, Tackett.
And it's for this exact reason.
It is for this exact. Get him out of here! Banned from the store.
We're not gonna ban him from the store. He didn't know. It was an honest mistake.
Kick him out of the store.
We'll have the head judge Scott, who's very good at educating people about things, educate him.
He needs to be educated.
No
harsh banning.
No more, no more horsing around on stream here. So Sid is in every game.
Sid is in every game. I'm trying to think. There are other like different characters. Like, have you ever played a Final Fantasy game?
Negative.
Okay. So like the summons are often called like different things, but like the same ones keep showing up. So
okay.
You have that going on.
I've watched a couple be played, but never gone end to end on one myself. You know, like the whole thing.
It's an investment.
All right.
All right.
So
Attune with Aether.
Tackett's gonna attune with the Aether. Go get a forest.
Nope, no forest.
Nope, he lies. He lied. He faked this out. Gets a mountain. So this 4-color Saheeli deck. I've not seen it on a stream yet. I didn't pay attention to the Star City games last weekend too closely.
Okay.
But it looks like a train wreck.
Yeah.
Like on paper, it literally looks just like the biggest mishmash of cards I've ever seen.
It is actually just a train wreck.
Yeah, like it's got a bunch of different cards. It looks like a 4-color deck that like we put a bunch of different cards into it, and It's got some energy cards, and it just seems like a mess. I could be totally wrong. It could be the nut.
I mean, it's not bad. It's just a train wreck. Like, it's actually just a train wreck.
All right. Is this how good Saheeli is? Is that like
No, that's
you?
not how good Saheeli is. Get out of here with your Saheeli propaganda.
Listen, I'm a Saheeliist.
I believe you,
If they
and
made
it's for that reason that you must die.
if they made shoes with little wheels on the bottom and called them Saheelis, I'd wear them.
Probably.
All right, so we've attuned to the Aether 3 different times here. We're up to 6 energy and perfect mana.
Perfect mana.
Justin, meanwhile, has gotten his main lane down on 1, which is what you want to do,
Anticipated.
and anticipating here at the end of Ryan's turn. I imagine that anticipate is a critical card here. In this just Jeskai Saheeli deck, which, looking at these lists, I understand all the card choices. It looks streamlined and put together. I'm a fan of the Jeskai Saheeli decks.
Part of the reason why the 4-color Saheeli deck is better
It's a
or
town
good
tapped.
is that you have such a diverse deck that you can come at different decks from a variety of different
negate.
angles. So they could have like the authority of the consoles or whatever for the Saheeli combo, but that doesn't stop your
Chandra.
Chandra or your Whirler Virtuoso from killing them.
Right.
It's just an absurd collection of
Permanence.
yeah. I don't think there's any Cloud Blazers, or maybe there is in Tackett's deck and wasn't in the other deck. I want some Cloud Blazers though. I want to draw some cards.
Oh, yeah?
Gain some life.
The old Tommy Chung, huh?
Yeah, that one.
That guy loves to blaze.
So Justin Meyer here has to just pass on 5
That's
because 6 is the operative turn for Tackett, where he can just combo off if he's got it.
fine. Right. And, I mean, 6 is also the operative turn for Justin. It looks like he's got multiple shocks in hand, which seems like it matches up well against Tackett's deck. I mean,
Matches up well against Saheeli, but not necessarily Tackett's deck as a whole.
if he's blazing clouds, you get to kill the Cloud Blazer.
Yeah, I mean, is that where you really want to be? Like, is that the matchup you want to pick here? Like the gain 2 life, draw 2 cards,
so
eat a shock.
you don't want to. Okay, you wouldn't want to spend some large mana counterspell. All right, here's a disallow. You gotta pay.
Got to pay the Troll's toll.
That's a strong.
And the turn shock here is pretty strong.
Yeah. So you don't want to spend like a premium counterspell on a Cloud Blazer, right?
You can.
You can't.
It's better than spending a shock on it.
Disagree.
Okay.
I'd rather spend a premium counterspell on like a Saheeli or something like that.
Why not just spend the shock on the Saheeli?
Either or is fine.
But if you shock the Cloud Blazer, they've gained 2 life and drawn 2 cards. Justin Meyer's gone all in on these Virtuosos. Daring Tackett to go off here.
Just triple dog dare ya. I think he sensed weakness from Tackett after running out the Guardian. So Oath of Chandra gets a
Whirler Virtuoso.
Hurler Virtuoso down. And then here's a Guardian blinking the Oath to get the other Whirler Virtuoso.
Well,
He should make 2 Thopters here, in my opinion.
All right, so we've got some Thopters for our troubles.
Yep.
Not ideal, but it is what it is.
These are servos. These don't accurately represent what we have here, but that's okay. These creatures fly. They're artifacts. They're 1/1s.
I think Justin just drew a Glimmer of Genius, which is huge here.
It's a huge glimmer.
Oh, don't just pass it.
Why not?
Get in there with your Thopters. Get frisky.
Oh, yeah, you definitely race.
I mean, you're not blocking.
Ooh, here's a Spell Queller.
Yeah, Spell Queller's not great in this matchup.
There we go. Now we got these nice Thopters coming
But it's
down.
doing a good job of putting a damper on Justin's tempo here. Now he can't attack with these Thopters.
Did Justin just have the read last turn on the Thopters?
I mean, if he had the read, he would swing in with
The Thopters and let the Spell Queller eat one?
Yeah. To resolve your Glimmer.
Is this a Restoration Gearsmith, or is this the blue-green one?
This is a blue-green spell.
Okay, so this is, he's going to gain 2 life, or gain 2
2
energy and draw a card.
Very good.
What's Tackett trying to do with all this energy?
He's also got Virtuosos.
Okay.
It's key to generate a lot of energy to be able to...
Keep your Aether Hub active?
More than keep Aether Hub active, make sure your Harness Lightnings can take out Gear Hulks.
Oh, sure. So if I'm Justin here, I got 1 card in hand. You can still attack and represent.
I don't like this attack.
Yeah, you're just going to trade with the 3/2, the 3/2 green guy here.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, you're not gonna get one of his premium guys. All right, so Ryan chooses to take 4 and go to 16. Justin gets a Harness Lightning at any point here.
Oh, yeah.
That card just puts him all the way back into the game.
I think his last card in hand is a Shock. Which, good thing he has it.
Well, you want to let the copy come in and then have that target the Saheeli and kill the Saheeli in response to that.
Right, that would be ideal.
Yeah, so these small edges, since so in standard the power level's way down compared to modern,
Sure.
and so these small edges like that card, he cost himself a card by not stacking it correctly, and that could be huge. You know what I mean? Could be the big difference here. The
Lot
Road
of creatures.
Refiner. Yep.
Filling up this board.
So maybe an inspired charge from Tackett?
I don't think that's happening.
No, I would concur. That's outside the realm of what's reasonable. A reasonable Magic card to play. So Ryan's going to come in for 4 here.
And
2
you
Guardians.
just have to take this.
16 all.
Man,
And Justin drawing a land's gonna scoop it up.
a little premature, I
A little
feel.
premature. Yeah, I think a Harness Lightning there.
So Tackett was definitely in the driver's seat. The 4-color Saheeli deck does a much better job of top decking in the late game.
Right. Oath of Nissa, they're probably humongous.
Sure.
So sideboarding happens, and if you're this Jeskai Saheeli deck, I know that some of these decks were playing one Quarantine Field in the sideboard.
Yeah.
That card would have gone a long way there. You got a Quarantine Fielder for 4 or 5 at the end in the end game there.
Oh
Got
yeah.
rid of all of Tackett's creatures. I don't think Ryan has any artifact or enchantment removal in the main.
Sure. I mean, I think just Radiant Flames would be very strong as well.
Leaves the Guardians alive, and you don't get collateral. collateral. You can't incidentally get a Saheeli. Like if you have Quarantine Field and you just have to cast it on 4 to get like their Saheeli that's dinging you every turn out of the way, you can do that with Quarantine Field.
I don't think Saheeli digging you every turn is like such a big issue that you'd want to Quarantine Field it. But maybe.
Chandra then. He has Chandra in his deck.
You can get a Chandra with it.
Are you fine? Are you happy now? You understood the point.
Of what?
Yeah,
you
understood.
Said,
You
said you can incidentally get a Saheeli.
You're always trying to make me look stupid on here.
I'm
understand the point that Quarantine Field's an important card because it's versatile. Whereas Radiant Flames here, yes, it gets the creatures, but no, it's not going to help you remove 100% of Ryan's threats. You bring in both, to be fair. You probably take out Negate and bring in both.
Let's bring up Felidar Guardian real quick.
Does it let you target your opponent's permanents?
I don't know. Let's bring it up.
You do too know. You're just going to make me look stupid, aren't you? Are you just trying to make me
I would
look
not
dumb?
do that. I would not do that.
Yeah, you would.
I wouldn't do that.
I think it's a permanent you control. I'm looking it up on my phone before I look like a dumbass live on stream, which I've done. You know, I don't know why it bothers me now. I've really made my career on looking stupid in public arenas.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how.
Target permanent you control.
There it
You
is.
jackass.
I didn't know.
Yeah, we know you didn't know. Now
Yeah.
we know.
Now we know that I didn't know.
And that I was right. Quarantine Field's a fantastic sideboard card in this matchup.
I think it's a little mana intensive, and having to
We're talking about a deck that has like 27 lands in it. Or
fire it
something
off on your
ridiculous.
turn is a little bit rough. But if you can resolve it, yeah, it seems pretty sweet.
You're a butthead.
I think that's just rude.
I think you're rude.
Well, we agree on one thing then.
So do you take in? Do you leave in negates or do you take them out?
In.
Do you
For
go
Tackett or for Justin?
for Justin?
Oh, I take him out if I'm Justin.
Right. If you're Tackett, you want negate.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think Justin he's not advantaged in this matchup. I believe the 4-color Saheeli deck is designed to do better in the mirror. So
Yeah.
he just has to hope that his streamlined version of the combo is able to combo off in the early turns.
Right.
And by early turns, I mean like by turn 7.
Interesting. All right. So here's Tackett with his 1 pile shuffle for this game.
If he does another one, so help
If
me
he
God,
does
everyone
another
out
one,
there.
somebody needs to. If you go out there, I would love it. The distance between us and the feature match table is roughly the same distance from the entrance to the ring at the Royal Rumble.
No, this is way shorter than that.
No, but it's far enough that like they would see John come running, like, and
They
he's
would.
not small. He
No,
lumbers.
they would see me running.
And the way you run always looks like you're approaching a wrestling ring.
That's true. That's my goal in life, is to always look like I'm approaching a wrestling
Always
ring.
look like you're ready to just throw down. What would your move be?
I don't know, man.
I would want to be a chopper. I love the chop.
The chop?
Like a big chest chop. I love those. I think they look awesome.
Alright. Yeah, they're pretty sweet. But everybody's kind of got the chop.
Is everybody allowed to chop? That's not like one person's move.
Yeah, it's everybody. What do you think about this hand from Tackett?
All right, so I've got a couple lands. I see a forest. I see
We've got Forest, Spire Bluff, Canal.
a Saheeli. I see a Chandra. Is that an unsubstantiate blue card in there?
Why do you think everything's unsubstantiated?
I don't know. I'm high on unsubstantiate right now.
He's got the Mana Dork. He's got himself a Servant of the Conduit.
Servant of the Conduit.
And that's where it ends. Just 2 lands, though.
I don't. So you definitely keep it on 2 lands. Servant of the Conduit. I don't think you can play Afraid of the Shock,
Sure.
especially on the draw. You need to get your advantage back. Whereas if he plays Afraid to like run his planeswalkers out there and do a negate or whatever, he's just gonna get beat up on it.
Yeah, so you should play around Negate when we're talking about jamming like a turn 3 Saheeli or something. Like, that's not worth running it into.
Sure, but I think getting back your tempo advantage with the Servant of the Conduit is gonna be huge.
If you get the 4th land, or the 3rd
Man,
land.
I want to know what kind of sleeves Justin's using. Look at how smooth the shuffle is. It looks like it's just butter.
They're kind of butter colored, too.
Yeah, they're a little pale.
So, Justin's hand that he threw back was 5 lands and a Guardian.
Yeah, that hand's not very good.
I concur.
Alright, here's a shock and a disallow at least. And I minimally see a mountain. Alright.
Yeah, I think it's just the
this
one lander.
The only land. Alright, this can't be amazing.
Yeah, so like the 5 lands and the Guardian with the Scry is pretty close for me, honestly. Like, it's not great.
There's a land off the top. That's right where Justin wanted to be.
Yeah, well, he scried to the top, so there's a Marvel for Tackett in hand.
An Aetherworks Marvel?
Yep.
This deck.
Oh, did not end a turn shock this Servant.
Yeah, you gotta bolt the bird.
I am shocked.
See, now he could be representing negate for this Saheeli that's gonna come down, but Tackett's just gonna bash it in there anyway.
Yeah.
He's gonna, yeah, there you go. And this just isn't gonna end well for Justin.
No,
This-
so Justin has to keep mana up to, like, prevent the combo next turn?
Yeah, Tackett owes a energy on that Saheeli. Alright, here's an Evolving Wilds coming down.
So the Saheeli could legitimately go the distance.
You think he's going to get 19 more Saheeli activations?
Absolutely. He's going to get there. No, he can get it into ultimate range. Because Justin
Go
has
the
to
distance.
respect the combo at this point. And if Justin stalls on mana and can't start casting multiple spells per turn, he's just going to sit on this disallow. I'm not saying
Sure.
he should, but that's likely what he's going to do.
Alright, Ryan passes the turn. Justin gets a 4th land and passes it back. This is actually boding well for Justin. If he can do something squirrely to pressure this Saheeli, and
Well, he's got the manland. The problem is, if he swings with the manland, it leaves him tapped out and still susceptible to the combo.
right, he doesn't get to end the game over it. All right, here's an Attune with Aether, taking Tackett to 4 energy, not the 5 he thinks he's gonna have. You just gotta let that resolve, Justin. All right.
He's really thinking about it.
No, see, Tackett's at 1 less energy than he thinks he is. I don't know who's going to
Billy's going.
disclose the bad news to him,
Somebody call the man.
but here come the fun police. All right.
What? No, I spider bluff plus a 40. Oh. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
All right, we have fixed the energy discrepancy.
No. That card was being scryed, not being drawn. Wait a minute. That card that just went into Tackett's hand was being scryed. Holy smokes.
It's a little sloppy, but
Alright.
whatever. It was the correct card.
Yeah. Alright, so Saheeli's at 7. Tackett could ultimate next turn here.
And that's probably why he's keeping this dispel on, this dispel on top.
Double activate that last turn? Because he played Saheeli on 3 and he's only made 3 land drops. So playing on 3 goes, okay, we're good. Alright, figured that out. So we're at 8 on Saheeli now.
8 on Saheeli. I believe we had a scry to the bottom.
So powerful. Scrying
So
the cards.
majestic.
She is a majestic planeswalker. I'm a big Saheeli fan. Here is an Aetherworks Marvel. It's gonna get
Met with a Void Shatter.
Well, it's in the exile pile. Zone.
Yeah, it's a little bit awkward. Even if Tackett resolves the Marvel, I don't know how soon he's going to be able to activate it.
Here's the thing. I don't know why he wants to resolve the Marvel.
He's just baiting out counterspells.
Shouldn't this pile of a deck just have 3 random artifacts in it that win you the game?
I mean, what do you want?
I want a Verdurous or a Verdurous Gearhulk, a Combustible Gearhulk, and a Torrential Gearhulk.
Does that win you the game? He has no instants in the yard.
You have 3 Gearhulks.
Does that win you the game, though?
I would hope so.
I mean, not instantly.
I mean, short of Fumigate.
I want Blightsteel Colossus, Lightning Greaves,
There we go. That one's
and Darksteel Citadel.
no. There's a better.
Or an
what's the one
Ornithopter.
that gives all? Isn't there an artifact that gives all your artifacts indestructible?
Yeah,
Darksteel
Darksteel
Forge?
Forge.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so
Blightsteel
that's the-
Colossus is already indestructible.
Right, but you need to make the Greaves indestructible.
Oh, I see.
Alright, so now we have 2 Planeswalkers.
We're multi-walkered.
Both of them squarely targeted at Justin's life total. I just want to ultimate a Saheeli. I think I'm going to build a Saheeli deck. I'm going to build this deck where you ultimate Saheeli for these 3 Gearhulks. It's going to be Saheeli Hulk
You know that, like, Saheeli's the worst card in this deck?
by a lot.
By a decent margin, and there's a 1/4 that blinks something in the deck.
Sure. Saheeli's a fantastic card. So, think back. People played Thassa, whose only ability was scry every turn.
and be a 5/5 indestructible unblockable?
Sometimes.
Okay.
It was often Scry return much more often than it was a 5/5 indestructible.
Sure, because the game ends when you have a 5/5 indestructible that can make itself unblockable.
All right. So Ryan's giving it a think here about what he wants to do. Instead of scrying one, he's gonna make a Rogue Refiner copy.
Yeah. Instead of dealing 1 to his opponent, he's going to deal 3 this turn.
Get some energy, draw a card, attack
Really
for 3.
speeding up the clock here.
All right, passing back.
Justin looking for the 9, and he's found it.
To the 9s. Yeah, so Justin needs a Fumigate here.
He's only got 1 creature. What do you need a Fumigate for?
I don't know.
You just shock it.
This looks like we're gonna wrap this up here.
Yeah. A Glimmer would be the first step in getting Justin back into this game, and it's really not going to be enough at this point. He's got a Torrential Gear Hulk at hand, which could potentially turn things around, but
he's got to draw running lands to
he's
cast it on
multiple
time.
lands away from casting it. Alright, so we're making another Refiner copy.
A Rogue Refiner comes into play.
We're going to gain another. Oh.
Disallows the Saheeli activation.
Yeah, well, we
earning
really want
a
this.
Dispel. Yeah, so Ryan can attack for 6.
Here we go.
Activate this second Saheeli he just put out for 1, makes 7, and then Chandra deals 2 for sure.
We can just copy the Rogue Refiner again.
Alright, so both these Saheelis don't get to sit around for the whole thing, but
Draw a card, get some energy, bash for 9.
alright. So that's a 4-color Saheeli against Jeskai Saheeli. And that deck is really interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cards in that deck.
60 approximately.
Yes. I have no idea what I don't know. I'm not good enough to build that deck. You know what I mean? I would never put those 60 cards in the same pile and then sleeve them.
Sure. To be fair, it's really driven by the power of the combo.
Okay.
It takes advantage of the fact that like your opponent has to respect the combo from like turns 4 on.
Sure.
So you can just like jam these dirtly creatures like Rogue Refiners and play your powerful cards like Chandra, and they just have to react to them as they're coming out instead of having like a proactive game plan to kill you before like you start casting your 4 and 5 mana stuff.
Interesting. Well, we're going to go look around the room, see what's out there for us to enjoy tonight. We'll be back in about 20 minutes with more standard action.
Yes, we will.